Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab, and I'm in the book. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. For my Christian people, this is one for y'all. You got to get this one. That's right. Rightisms, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give life lessons. Y'all turning and receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. You see where we go with this? Let's get there together. So I ask the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through, because that's what I do. And it's rhetorical. If you don't have to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not, and knows not that they know not, is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to Maya be true. We're going to deal with the correlating of the two great truths and the shitty disciplines. They got a philosophy, supposed to be different, but I'm going to show you the similarities in the both of them. And then I'm going to show you the route to take to enlightenment. I keep telling you, it's more than one way to get to God. Spiritual enlightenment is God. This is the graphic. This is my route. This is my pastor's route. Okay? For anybody who chooses religion, this is your route. Anybody who chooses philosophy, this is your route. But both of them ends up where? Right there. I got a bunch of books. I got a bunch of philosophies on my side that I practice. My dude ain't got but one book, and he reached the same place I got. So I break it down real simple for you. Let's go. It should be fun and interesting. I had to think about this all day. Let's rock. I got you. Now, in order for your correlation of your great truths and your shitty disciplines, I just gave you a breakdown of Sheedy, study it profoundly. And my pastor, he does that in his way, on his terms, with his book. I got a library full of books. All right, that's my point. Again, 9 billion people, 9 billion ways to get to God. Everybody got their own way. Your goal is to figure it out. That's the idea, knowing thyself. The great truths of Netarians, a.k.a. right thinking philosophy, are realized by means of the 4 disciplines by 3 steps. Okay? Let's try to simplify that so it does not look or sound so complicated, because it's simple. First of all, the first part of learning anything in religion and anything else, listening, reflecting, and meditating. That's our educational concept. From a religious perspective, it's the ritual, it's the myth. Hear the story. The ritual, you practice the ceremonial concepts, and if it's done correctly in earnest, you will have what they call the mystical experience or the metaphysical concept. Okay? Your what? Anointment with God. You becoming one in conscious with God. Y'all call it Christ consciousness. But again, it's the same thing, said different. I don't have a problem with that at all. Why? Because the route that I took to get to God was totally different than the route that my pastor took to get to God. But what? We both got to God. I wouldn't know that if I didn't get it. So that's my point. All right, so listening, reflecting, and meditation are the 3 basic steps of learning and obtaining wisdom from the teachings that you will have to practice. You only know the teachings work or they're good if what you practice and manifest what they say they would do. If I tell you to do 100 push-ups every day, and in 90 days, you have a progress, you have an increase in your chest and your arms, and you do it, what you do now, want more. Why? Because it worked. What I told you, you work. But you put the work in. That's the idea. All right, let's go. Now, in the wisdom teachings, that's what this is. It. The process of gaining spiritual enlightenment involves daily spiritual practice. Every day. Well, every day. You don't pick and choose how you live. You get up every day. You got to do it. So learning and becoming your best self should be part of that program. That's all instituted in your way of life. You can listen to the teachings. Yeah, that's fine. That's good, and that's fine. You can practice the rituals of the teachings, related to the teachings. And then when you meditate, if you do the first two, listen and practice, okay, that's admirable. But if it ain't followed up with what? Meditation. That's the interworkings. That's the part that tinkers with the internal parts of your mind. And the myth gives you the idea, the myth of the story. The ritual is you following up on it. And when it's done right, the metaphysics, okay, the third process, the third step, are what? The 3 steps of religion. And if it's done right, it'll get you to the same place that I got when I got the right thinking. Enlightened to God. That's the goal. That's my whole goal for understanding. So sejim, that means to listen and heed. Don't just listen. A lot of people, they don't listen, they hear you. Hear me, man, you know I'm talking and yeah, it's going in one ear and out the other. Don't hear me, listen to me. That frustrates me. And I know just what they mean because it says listen and heed. That means listen, comprehend, and try it. See if it works. A lot of people, I heard you, but I wasn't really listening. When you listen like that, when you listen intently to something and it's righteous, what should happen? You're supposed to heed to it. Sorry. Act in accordance with it. Practice it. Try it. You are not supposed to just hear it into what? Just hear it and then forget about it. Yeah, because it went in one ear and out the other. I heard you, but what you say? I don't know. Such as the way many Christians, what's this? Christians treat what? Their 10 commandments. If you're a Christian, you claim, and you're not practicing the 10 commandments. That's like me claiming Maya, but not living by the 42 confessions of Maya. Makes no sense. I got 42 of them. Y'all ain't got but 10. There's no lesson. But my point to that is I'm giving a damn how many you got. If you live by them, they will manifest and you will trust and know that what you're doing is right. Why? You're getting the benefit from them. When I first got that thing, man, I was embarrassed. I was mad. I laugh at myself now, but that was over 40 years ago. I've been pretty busy, all right? So I done gained some things in 40 years. I know people have been in church the same 40 years. I've been getting and trying to put it together, figure it out. People been in church every week for 40 years and still ain't figured it out. That scares me. That's just personal. I ain't calling nobody out, but I don't do that name calling nonsense. But I got living proof of what I'm saying. I got experience. I'm not speaking on assumption or thoughts. Speaking from experience, life experience. Simply that. So you can do something for a long time. If you ain't figured it out, that's your fault. And back to the lesson. That's like you Christians treat the 10 commandments. You know them, but you don't follow it. You pick and choose the ones you like. The ones that don't coincide with you, well, I really don't. That is your choice. It's not your choice. I can't pick and choose the 42 confessions. Oh, I want to be an adulterer, so I can't practice. I have not been an adulterer. No, I can't be gay and say, well, I can't practice having sex with 7 men. That it don't work that way. That's what I'm saying. Calm down. All right. But they will know but they will not put out. They will put out their minds and not practice it and go ahead and do it anyway. That is the devil. Right there. When you know right from wrong. God is right, the devil is wrong. And you choose to do wrong, don't expect God to give you anything but what you deserve. That's all I'm saying. I don't give a damn none of that means nothing to me. That's just a fact. Okay, let's get down to the lesson. I'm tired of making it personal. I don't give a damn. God ain't personal. It's only personal when you adhere to him or when you go against him. Now it's personal. You can get what you deserve, not me. Moving on. What you do don't have effect on me. What you eat won't make me fat. Once you have the teachings that you listen to, the teachings, and then it's time for what? You ready? I read. I read means to do something. Action. What you gonna do about what you learn? Which means the ritual. You practice the ritual. The things that are to be done. That's what Ari means. Something you doing. But when it's done with respect to the teaching that you're learning, then it is time for what? You ready? Ooh, you is UAAH. You know what that means? Meditate. Now it's time to lock it in. It's time to put it in a perspective that you can understand it. And rituals should be thought of here, what? Not as a traditional action, no. To be done and finish up so I can go do something else, no. Go home and watch TV, brainwash yourself, whatever. But the ritual here is what we consider and understand is a science. I keep telling you, heart consciousness is spelled SCONCEINCE, what means it's been proven. This consciousness is yours to manifest any way you want. That's the choice. That's the concept of what? Duality. You have a choice, okay? You can follow this, you can follow that. Follow your heart. Your heart knows. The mind, it needs to know the heart and let the heart lead. Because if the mind and heart is in conflict, that's good versus evil. The heart is good. Moving on. There are 3 kinds of rituals that need to be practiced when? Daily. Okay? You got a daily ritual, they have a monthly ritual, and there's an annual ritual. They took ritual serious. That's what they're saying. Okay? Like, as Masonic, I love what? The rituals. I love initiating. I love passing them on. I love bringing them into life. That was part of getting them to understand what they involved in. I was the teacher. I knew what I taught back then. I'm still doing it. Okay, so it's just there. I just do that. Moving on. I don't got past that. Now we're going to go to what they call correlating the two. On this side, you have the great truths. Okay? And on this side, you got shady disciplines. And you got over here, I'm going to speak this one and compare. See the arrow going across? See it going across? Now, this is what both of them believe conceptually and philosophically. But they're going to do the same thing. How about that? And I'm going to show you the next page. This is the fun part. I'm going to do it. I don't give a damn about the time. This is, I can tell you, this is my pastor's route. This is my route. Pick your choice, pick your poison, whatever suits your fancy, and go for it. But the bottom line, you should end up what? Enlightened. I don't care how you get there. And I use any means necessary, according to Malcolm, to help you get there. Okay? Hook or crook, be nothing to me. All right, that's all for educational purposes. So I'm excused to do anything I want within reason, respectfully. All right, let's talk about this. The first great truth, we went through this already. I'm going to break it down again. It's going to be a little simple. This is a synopsis. This is a quick breakdown so I can get through it. Now, the first great truth, God is one. And in all things, manifesting through what you call Neteru, God and goddesses, male and female aspects and concepts. Please understand that. I'm not going to spring every little thing. We ain't doing that. Let's go. I got to get through this. And the shady first lesson of discipline says, listen to the teachings, become wise, learn the mysteries of life as taught by an authentic teacher. That's like having a bootleg preacher. He didn't go to school. He don't get nothing. He's just preaching because he feel like he can preach. Authentic means somebody who knows, somebody who put the time and work in. If they got their degrees, everybody hang their stuff on the wall, let you know, I got my paper, I did my work, I put my work in. That's the purpose of the degrees and certificates, okay, to show authentication. I'm an authentic teacher, master, which allow what? The profound statement to be understood. I'm teaching from experience. I'm not giving you a whole bunch of belief. I ain't giving you a whole bunch of theories. Nope. Belief. Not beliefs. Give me practice, experience. That's wisdom. I've done it. Again, number 2. great truths. There's 4 of them. Number 2 says, unrighteous brings fetters and what? These cause ignorance of truth. These are the causes being ignorant of truth. If you don't know yourself, you're going to make some bad decisions. If you don't practice mayat, you may only know one side of a situation or think a certain way when you ain't using both sides of your hemispheres of the brain. That's what mayat represents. Duality in your thought process, and everything you do, it should be balanced. Knowing right from wrong. And your decision should be based on what's best for you, aka what's right. And when you do that, you will be rewarded. Because if you don't do that, you'll be what? Punished. Moving on. So let's get with the concept. Truths. That's the final truth. Unrighteous people always have to what? Pay the devil's due. Suffer through the consequences of their actions. Okay? If you acted out of devilish action, excuse me. Oh, no, God. I hope we can keep the lights on. This is getting annoying, but I got to do what I got to do. Again, let's talk about the negative, the unrighteous. Unrighteous is going against righteous. So, God is righteous. Unrighteous is the devil. That's your actions. And for every devilish act, there's an equal opposite reaction. For every good, righteous act, there's an equal opposite we call blessings. See where you go with this? Let's go. It was clearly understood. And the Shidi discipline, number 2, says acting, meaning living, practicing by truth, apply the philosophy of mayat and the right thoughts with right actions to now become what? Virtuous and a purified heart. Doing what's right compared to doing what's wrong, I know night and day. That's what I speak for. I get a little excited because I know that. And it was fun, it was cool, but you had to pay. If I had, God. All right, sorry about that. We got light. Let there be light. But back to the lesson. I was talking about how the unrighteous, when you do an act that you know is wrong, you have to be responsible for that, and you will be. Moving on. I'm beating that horse. Okay. But now it tells you here, acting, living by truth, aka mayat, and applying the philosophy of right actions becomes virtuous and purity of heart. I just read that to you, okay? But when you're doing the right thing, good things that happen. When you're sneaky and deceitful, Murphy's Law. You know Murphy's Law? What could go wrong, would go wrong. That's the law that y'all don't understand. For all y'all deceitful, sneaky people, Murphy's Law is in effect. Whatever could go wrong, would go wrong. Why? It ain't been blessed by God. Your actions are not righteous. And only righteous acts are blessed by God. Why what? A blessing, something good that you can use. A blessing ain't money. A blessing is something that you need. Again, they had that philosophy. They lived by it. They practiced it, and they seen it work. So they continued it for generations. Traditional. Number 3, the great truth. It tells you devotion to God allows what? Personality to be free from your fetters. That means when you stop doing it, I freed myself from my bodily fetters when I started what? Living right. Perfect example. I can't make it no simple for you. Okay, I ain't gotta get a whole bunch of stories. No, I changed my life around and it changed for me. Why? Before my motto was, if it wasn't for bad luck, we had no luck. Now I don't have bad luck. Change the perspective, change my vibration, change everything, and everything changed for the better. Now, the Shidi disciplines, the study, right thinking philosophy, it tells you devotion to the divine, God, will allow your personality to be purified by what? Righteousness, truth, to be eradicated, okay? And the subtle ignorance that binds it to mortal existence will be erased. Your ego will subside. He will give in. He will acquiesce. He will not give you problems. Why? He know his place. And once you put him there, he will stay there. And everybody know mentally, they tell you slave, if you get the slave used to going in the back door, if the back door is shut, he'll build another one. What? To continue what he's doing. So your mind works the same way. That's a natural phenomenon, even when it's negative. Okay? The 4th great truth, my favorite, Shidi disciplines are the greatest form of worship of divine. Me practicing my spiritual disciplines keeping God in mind, God conscious, and doing the right thing keeps me on the straight and narrow. And it keeps me what? Being blessed continuously. I continue to do good. I continue to get blessed. He don't care. Okay? Now, the fourth shitty discipline, another one of my favorites from this side, meditation. I love meditating. That's my time to hear God's voice in my head. That's my time to let God voice me, get me what? Knowledge and understanding from a higher level. That's what meditation does. You're communing with your higher self. It's not praying. I don't pray during meditation. I pray before. Get that out the way. I'm going to say my piece, and then I'm going to listen and acquiesce for as long as I can. Now, you allow the whole person to now go beyond the world of what they call time and space. Why? You sitting there, but your mind is somewhere else. And the gross and subtle ignorance of mortal humans. We are spiritual beings. We think we're human beings. I know I'm human in the physical form, but I'm spiritual in the inner side. That's the essence of who I am. That's what you need to understand. All of us don't know that. That's my job, is to get you to know that about yourself. And when you overcome your mortal human existence to now discover that which transcends time and space, that's the next level up. Eternity don't have a clock. Immortality don't have a clock. Reciprocity, infinity don't have a clock. We do. Moving on. Wrapping it up. And you say, oh, I ain't wrapping up. I still got some stuff to go. I got a whole diagram over here. But the great truths, shitty disciplines, they both take you to here. The Great Awakening. Okay? It says, the Great Awakening occur when all of your great truths and your shitty disciplines has been realized by what? Perfecting them by daily practice of them, and your shitty disciplines to what? To realize their true nature and actual experiencing what? The beauty, oneness with what? The transcendental supreme being, God. When you become one with him consciously, you good. Okay, that's the part. But now I want you to understand that the practice of religion, again, this is what I'm about to tell my Christians, this is for y'all. I don't care. I got a whole half a paragraph, but it's going to be good information for y'all. Watch this. Now, you can practice a religion, and you can practice shitty, yoga disciplines, and both of them would lead you to the same spiritual realization. That's my point. I proved that by I'm the sage, my pastor the saint. How he found God through that Bible, how I found God through all my books and all my study and all the stuff I'm doing. I found it when I got there, he was there. Beautiful thing. But this is the part I'm trying to show you. I don't have a problem with religion. I don't have a problem with people who practice the religion. I just have my philosophy and opinion about religion. Leave that be, please. Okay, matter of fact, I'm going to stop giving you my opinion about that. How about, we ain't got to deal with that. I'm so done. But if you go through your path of religion, again, you got to know the myth, practice the ritual. You taking the high road, okay? This is the religious concept. This is my pastor. This is his thing. The myth, the ritual, and the mystic experience. And his family, and most of my church family going, they had this. So they all in tune. Why? They have spiritual enlightenment as a group, as a people that he leading them. So he doing his job teaching them. And I love how he doing, because they're getting the message. And they're changing their life. And they're getting blessed. They're getting their prayers answered. All the stuff I've been watching. I'm one of them who just observe it. I see it working, so I don't have a problem with it. That's why. Before I seen them, before I was hanging out with them, I'm gonna ripping y'all a new one. Didn't care. I broke our friendship because I couldn't care about y'all Christianity concept. Simple. I got in the wise over the time, so I'm a little better at that. Moving on. Now, I'm showing you that for a reason. If you go through the path of religion, that means you have to master the myth, the ritual, and the mysticism. And that's why, and y'all who do it, I got nothing but respect for you. And which each expression is mainly devotion in your action and meditation, respectively. But according to the 3 steps we discussed earlier, now from a philosophical standpoint, not religion. Religion got the myth, the ritual, and the mysticism. We are right thinkers. We are aspiration. That means you want to. You have a desire to want. So that brings you in. Next thing, you're striving. You want to get better. In Masonic order, you are an apprentice when you're striving. When you aspiration, you want to be, you come in, I want to be a Mason, so we bring you in. Now you got to strive, and then after striving, you will be established in what you need to know as a Mason. And then same thing in any walk, in the occult system, any philosophical program, they're all the same religion too, okay? When it's done correctly and in earnest, guaranteed to work. If you go through the path of yoga, right, think of philosophy style, you will have the Shidi disciplines, again, the right side. Meditation, devotion, wisdom, and action. And each one of them qualities have to be mastered by you from a philosophical point of view and a practical point of view. You can learn it speculatively, but you have to be operative and put it to use, implying it, using it, and find out that it works. We got another yoga concept called Tantrism. Tantrism is another form of Shidi discipline. Again, all these yoga programs, I got 5. I'm reading down to you right quick. I ain't gonna have to go through them because I did it before. But I'm showing you this to show you how if you are religious, Muslim, Christian, Jew, if you follow the tenets of that philosophy, that religion, I ain't gonna problem with you at all. Okay, please understand that. And again, spiritual aspiration, even for a religious person, starts with what? Devotion, want to be. Aspiration, getting involved with somebody, something themselves. The ritual is the ceremony. Going to church, practicing the philosophy, listen to the preacher, get the lessons, and you participate. Why? You invoke it in your life. You practice what he's teaching you, supposedly. And when you do that over a period of time, the mystical experience will happen. Now you have become what? An enlightened being with knowledge of God, your higher self. That's the whole goal. That's what. And the end result is to become spiritually enlightened. Know God for yourself. I don't care how you do it. Don't care what area you try, whatever philosophy you, as long as you do it. Why? That way we can know each other. I ain't got a problem with you. Moving on, at that level, you won't have a problem with me if you reach it, and that's what it means. 3 stages: aspiration, striving, and established. First degree, second degree, third degree. Independence, fellow craft, master. Religious concept is devotion with action. And they say here meditation and wisdom. I don't hear them practicing the meditation thing, so I guess it's in there. My pastor meditate. I know that. Okay. I don't know about the rest of the congregation. But again, that's part of communing with God. Praying to God ain't communing. Oh, let me wrap this up. I got one more paragraph. And you see here at the bottom, he only had one path right there. I got 5 options, okay? And these are all yoga philosophies. Is meditation, devotion, wisdom, action, and tantrism. Those are all 3, 4, 5 things that you can practice, okay? Whether you like the Nedarism as a philosophical path, a spiritual path, or you want the religious path, your choice. Again, Maya, spiritual, religion. You are leading yourself what? To the same result, okay? Which is what? If your religion, you must practice daily meditation, constant devotion, y'all call it worship, and perform what? Right action, good deeds, selfless deeds. It's the same thing, but worded different, but it's the same thing. And watch this. And in your yoga path, your Shidi, which is your study path, philosophy, practice and learning, you practice Shidi daily. In religion, you are moving toward the same goal, but using different terms. Again, right there, help me out. And also using different spiritual symbols, which is fine. The gods and goddesses, different philosophy is fine. Needless to say, most practice of religion, especially in the Western countries, does not include what I say, meditation. I go to church every week, over 10 years. And then the word there, of meditation. I just observe. Or, watch this, they do not include daily meditation or daily study and practice of mysticism. They just give you a good sermon on Sunday, expect you to, pick up the rear. I was teaching for 2 years, right then in the philosophy class. And I didn't give homework for one simple fact. If I got to tell you to do what you need to do for you, that's not my job. If you ain't have it in you to do the extra, that's on you. And then there, one of my students passed. Okay? They didn't put forth the effort. I saw no desire, no aspiration, no striving, no devotion, no action, none of that I see from them. So they failed. This is why it's ultimately not effective. Again, if it's not trained, if it's not done daily, it won't effectively transform anybody. You just walk around, I'm this, I'm that, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And it won't transform people's lives for the better. Thank you. I asked the question, in 10 years, have I changed? Okay. For the better? Yeah. That's all I care about. I don't give a, 10 years, I made myself better, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Now, you got to ask yourself that question. And if you ask me, I'm going to tell you, hell no. Because you haven't. So don't get mad at me for you not doing what you should be doing. Moving on. Some people get offended. Truth hurts if you're lying. Truth don't bother me. Okay? I live by it. But it won't transform the people. I see you got a bunch of Christian, Muslim, Jews faking it, but they claiming to be, but they're not really. Okay? But if the religion you follow or practice don't make you better, change it. Why? It ain't working. Simple as that. Or you need to put more work in, whatever it is. But if it ain't working for you, right thinking philosophy works for me. You think I really care if it works for you or not? I just know it works for me, so I'm giving it to you. You can try it or not. Simple as that. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to get facetious. Oh, I don't care. No, I mean it. I know what it is. I'm giving it to you, knowing what it is. Excuse me. Let me wrap this up. Again, rule that clock. People's lives won't change if they don't practice it correctly and put the time and effort in for it to do. And they won't better themselves in a paramount way. Why? They just keep going around and around, wonder why they're not getting better. Still the same thing, expecting a different result. Insanity. Take it in. Now, as for the basic, I ain't even going there. I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to another lesson. I'll start the next lesson. It's called the basic daily observance of being a Shimsu, a follower of Nazarene philosophy or right thinking philosophy. It tells you the daily breakdown what you should do. That's another lesson. And right thinkers, I try to get this across. Hope you understood it. Sorry about the delay with the light. But in closing, may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 miles a day. So I never know that my right thinkers have passed away. And you should know how to be who you are. Trust me.